Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bryndís. I like to read, but today, instead of doing my weekly reading update, I'm doing a tag video. I was tagged in this tag, the adventure tag, by Nicky at my messy bookshelf. She created this original tag to celebrate her 2nd anniversary on BookTube. I actually also had a 2-year anniversary in end of January and completely forgot to do anything about it. But that's fine. So I'm just doing this instead then. But congratulations on your 2 years on BookTube, Nicky, and I thank you so much for tagging me. This tag sounds and is very fun. It was really fun thinking about the answers to the prompts. So basically it's like an adventure book where you choose your own adventure, and you know that kids, I didn't read any of those books when I was growing up. I don't even think they were a thing, at least not here in Iceland. But I know that I've definitely given books like that to my nephews, and it's similar to probably also what I used to do in my old life when I was working as a preschool teacher, which is my background. When we would have like these storytelling sessions when I would give them a prompt, and then the kids would, we would create a story and it would go, so it's really fun. And so basically there are some prompts, and then I will just go through them. I have my laptop here because, I have no memory. Anyway, prompt number 1, choose your adventure. When you started your channel, did you have a specific niche in mind? It's been really fun going through my old videos and like what I was talking about and trying to remember what I was thinking about as well. I don't think that I had a specific niche, not really, except that I wanted to talk about classics. In 2024, I was doing some classics projects. For example, I was reading all 7 novels of the Bronte sisters, and I had other classical literature that I wanted to read. I feel like that has traditionally been my favorite genre, if so to speak. But I think that I feel that was my kind of main goal, to talk about classics. But also, I think I remembered fantasies, and so in my first video I mentioned classics, fantasies, and thrillers. And I'm definitely reading a lot of classics and fantasy. I've completely dropped off my thriller game. I used to sometimes, I would read only thrillers for months and months, and but I still do read thrillers, but definitely not as much. And so that was kind of, I think, what I wanted. I think I also wanted, I was watching a lot of BookTube, and I thought I really wanted to just also showcase the reading habits of someone who was not from the UK or the US, like non-native English speaker, Icelandic. There are no, I think, booktubers from Iceland that I know of, at least. And yeah, so I wanted to kind of just add my little kind of, not quite diverse necessarily, but different perspective, and maybe in some ways, I don't know, to the pool. And I think, I don't know if I really thought that I was going to talk about Icelandic literature. I really haven't a lot, but maybe that's something I will do in the future. But yeah, I think I just wanted to also a lot of the booktubers I was watching at the time were very young, and I thought, you need to hear a mature voice in here as well. Since then, obviously, I've found a lot of older YouTubers, which is fantastic. Yeah. So number 2, choose your character. When you started your channel, did your true personality shine through? Do you think it does now? I was definitely nervous in the beginning, so I don't know if my true character or true personality shone through in my first videos. I was very careful to be kind of a booktuber, I think. So no, I definitely think it does now. I don't care. If you don't like me, then you know, you don't have to watch me. I have that attitude now. I think in the beginning I was like, I wanted to make friends, so I like needed to kind of be careful, which is not really the right word, but you know, I just wanted to, you know, make some connections. But I think that I've always tried to be honest about my reviews and about what I was doing, like what I was reading. And so in that way, maybe I think my personality was always the same. But yeah, I think maybe I was afraid in the beginning that people would judge my reviews because, you know, I don't come from a literary background. I do have a bachelor's degree in English language and literature, but it was very little literature, really. It was a lot of language in that degree. So I don't really know literary theory or how to necessarily identify themes, or if the writing is, I mean, if I like the book, if it engages my emotions, if it's entertaining or in some way compelling to me, it's a good book, basically. So, and I'm very generous with my 5 stars for sure, which I know is not everybody's cup of tea, basically. But I'm just judging books based on my own preference. So, and I feel that I'm quite confident in that now. Like, I think I was a little bit worried that people would think that I was just stupid, because, like, you know. But I think also in the beginning, the first year on YouTube or BookTube, I was definitely trying to figure out how I wanted my channel to be. So I was doing like single book reviews. I was doing TBR with my TBR jars. Although my TBR jars were different from many others in that I just had the title of the book. I didn't have prompts. I was doing a couple of reading vlogs, a lot of book hauls. I went crazy with buying books in 2024 for sure. And but I slowly realized that that's not what I want my channel to be about. I don't want to be doing book hauls and reading vlogs and really TBR jars, really not like gamifying my TBR in any way. I do still have TBR jars that I will use on occasion, but that's mostly just if I'm completely blanking on what I want to read, which I haven't been doing lately. I love watching these type of videos. I love watching a good reading vlog, and I think that some of them, my favorite YouTubers, have really fun, intricate, gamified TBR, you know, videos that they make, and it's really fun to watch. I just don't want to do it myself, but I really love to watch them. And really also, if there are single book reviews of books that I'm really interested in or that I've already read, I usually don't watch them unless I've already read the book. I do enjoy them, and especially from people who really make the effort to make these videos really good. So I really love all of those videos. I just don't want to make them myself. I just want to sit here and talk about books, about the books that I've read, basically. That's kind of all I want to do. And I come back to that, and that's what I've been doing for the last few months. And I think that's what I'm going to continue to do, with the occasional pile of possibility, especially if I have a lot of events coming up, and as well like a couple of tag videos here and there. But generally, I just want to talk about the books I've read, and I've definitely grown into that and feel that like that's just where I want my channel to be. Prompt number 3: choose your companions. Who are some bookish companions you remember from the early days of your journey? So there were two booktubers who commented on my first video, my newbie booktuber video, we had a lot of like back and forth for a few months, but both of them seem to have left YouTube, or BookTube at least. So I kind of lost contact with them. Farah at Bookstalgic was one of my first booktuber to comment on a video of mine. That was one of my first videos, and I'm started following her, and I still follow her. I really enjoy her videos. There was also really fun, the channel Nicholas of Uttercourt, who his name is John David. He actually also commented on my BookTube newbie video. It was my first video, and I followed him also because he does a lot of like historathon videos. And Chelsea at Libraries and Lattes was also one of my early BookTube kind of friends, in that she commented on an early video of mine. If you're watching this, Chelsea, I hope you're okay, and I hope you will come back. It's been a while since you posted a video, but yeah, so I really miss her. And also Ellen at Ellen Made Book Club, she commented on a video of mine a few months in. And since then, I actually think, Ellen, that you have commented on every single one of my videos, which is lovely. And then I think I also found, or Nicky and I also got connected in November of 2024. I was doing a Tolkien video, and that's how we kind of realized that we are basically book twins. So that was really fun. And I really think it's really fun because every single book that I think I can honestly say that every single book that Nicky reads, except maybe the middle grade, I don't really read middle grade, but every single other book that she reads, if I read it, if I have read it, I know I also loved it. And if I haven't read it and I'm reading it now, or like read it after I heard it from Nicky, I've also loved it. We have identical taste in books. It's really fun. And it's also really fun with Ellen because we have very different taste in books. She reads a lot of literary fiction, I feel. And I'm not really interested in that genre, but when I've read a book that she has recommended, I've also loved it. So it's very interesting dynamics there. But yeah, so those are kind of the people that so Farah at Bookstalgic, Chelsea at Libraries and Lattes, Ellen and Nicky, and then also Nicole at Noteworthy Fiction. Those are all channels that I still follow, and it's been really fun to see that they kind of found me relatively early on. And then there's also Victoria, who's a commenter from Australia. I haven't seen her lately, but she used to comment on a lot of my videos in the beginning, at least. And so that's it's fun to see that these people have kind of stuck with you. Yeah, it's been really fun. And then prompt number 4, the quest. Choose one or all 3 of the following obstacles. So there are 3 obstacles. I think I'm just going to choose all of them. Yeah, so so there is the comparison curse. How do you handle comparing your channel to others? The algorithm dragon. What has been your biggest frustration with growth, views, or consistency? And then the self-doubt monster. What insecurity have you had to battle as a creator? So I'm going to just talk about all of them because, first of all, the comparison curse. How do you handle comparing your channel to others? I don't do that. I feel really like secure in my own channel, I feel, and I don't care if it's different or similar to other people's channels. Like, I don't compare anything in regards to that. I don't know, maybe I did at the beginning, but I definitely don't do that now. So I'm very much thankfully clear of that curse. The algorithm dragon, have you had any frustration with growth? No, I haven't, because when I started this channel, it was to share my reading, but I also have very clear goal of this not becoming stressful. I have a lot of stress in my life, professional life, my personal life. I don't need any stress in regards to books. So I did not start this channel with any expectation or hope that I would grow, like that this would become a big channel. I'm still under 300 subscribers and it's perfectly fine. I don't really, if it grows, fine, but I don't need it to grow for me to be fulfilled with the goal of this channel. I have met people who have BookTube channels. I'm talking to people who don't have BookTube channels in my comments, and it's fantastic. It's all I wanted. So I'm very happy with where my channel is, and like I'm not gonna try not to grow it, or I'm not doing anything either way. So what happens, happens. But I also don't think that I necessarily want it to become too big, because then you lose oversight in the comments and whatever. So yeah, I'm very happy with it, and I'm not looking in any way to grow it, or to, if I have 2 or 3 comments for every video, which I have, that's enough. I get that out of my system, that need and want to discuss the books. I probably could be more like active in the chat, in the comments, but yeah, I don't know. It's what the way it is now works for me perfectly. And then the self-doubt monster. What insecurity have you had to battle as a creator? So I think that it's been two-sided. I did mention in the beginning or earlier on about my reviews, because I'm very generous as a reviewer. If I like a book, chances are it's gonna get a 5-star. And sometimes I've definitely been a little bit insecure about that like you know, people won't look at me as a serious reader. But I think I've kind of, I think I still battle with it, but for most part, I'm like, this is just what I think, you know. So it's a little bit, it's still a little bit there, but not nearly as much as it was in the beginning. But I think the other one is definitely the language. I mean, I think that I speak English fluently, and I've, you know, done a master's and a PhD in English, so I'm good in it. My English is pretty good, but I do know that sometimes my accent gets a little bit, and I also find it sometimes that I don't have the words that I want. But I don't think that's necessarily because it's English. I think it's just because, you know, perimenopause. And you're just like, you've used these words your entire life, and then you sit down and you start to talk and they disappear. So, but yeah, sometimes I do feel a little bit self-conscious about my accent or whatever, but mostly I don't. Like, if you don't want to listen to me, then you know, you don't have to, basically. I'm very good at ignoring these doubts and thoughts, because I think because this YouTube channel is just for fun. I think probably if I was serious to make this like a kind of a little bit of a business or something like that, maybe I would care more or be more like prepared when I'm doing my videos, have them scripted and everything, because I don't really do that. I just kind of, when I'm talking about the books that I've read, I kind of just go by memory, and which is also why I really enjoy doing it on a weekly basis, because they're then kind of fresh in my memory. But yeah, I don't care. Prop number 5, the struggle. Was there a moment you considered quitting, and what kept you going? I don't think so. In like, I think September was it, I did take an extended break from BookTube when the stress of the final months of my PhD and the looming defense was a little bit too much. I just took a break. I don't think I ever really thought that I was going to quit BookTube. But I do know, I remember thinking that I wanted it to look different. And so when I did come back, it did look different. I stopped the monthly updates and like the regular monthly TBRs and everything. And I'm doing the weekly updates, and I have been doing some TBR or pile of possibilities for the month, but not only like talking about the books that I'm doing for the events, not necessarily all of my reading. I'm still really doing a lot of mood reading. Sorry about that language. But yeah, so I have never had I don't want to quit BookTube. I love it. I love it here. And I just avoid all the negativity and all the drama. If there is drama, you can just see, I will be the first one out the door. I just don't do stuff like that. And I don't care. I don't care what someone else thinks of someone else. I can make up my own mind on that. So yeah, I don't want to quit and haven't wanted to quit. And then number 6, growth and fulfillment. Do you feel the journey has been worth it? Have you grown as a reader, as a booktuber, as a person? It's been worth it 100%, like absolutely 100%. I feel very happy and fulfilled in my need to be able to talk about the books that I read. I do have readers in my life, but they are usually not reading the same type of books that I'm reading. So that's why I started this channel, because I wanted to talk about classics, like English, mostly English or UK classics and fantasy and stuff like that, that people around me really are not reading. And I'm definitely feeling very fulfilled in that. I've grown as a reader. I've gotten to know authors and books that I had never heard of before. And I've also tried genres that I've never really tried before. And yeah, it's just been a fantastic journey. And I think that I've definitely grown as a booktuber in that I've gotten better at editing and all these things. And I know kind of when I need to have some notes, even if it's not a script. I don't really do that, but I do know if I want to talk about something that I really want to make sure that I, talk about all the points. I need to have some sort of a plan as to what I'm going to talk about, and also know when I can just, talk. And as a person, I definitely feel more confident in my YouTube persona. So yeah, I'm not worried about necessarily looking perfect or sounding perfect or whatever. So that's definitely a good thing. And I think it's just fun that also as a person I've realized that there are people all over the world who are reading the same as me, or completely different, but we can still talk about it. And yeah, so it's just been a really fun journey for me so far, and I'm sure it will continue to be so. And then number 7, tag others. So hopefully these people have not been tagged, but if so, then that's fine as well. I'm gonna tag Farah at Bookstalgic, because like I said, she's one of the first booktubers that commented on my videos. And I want to tag also another favorite YouTuber of mine, that she reads a lot of classics, but she also reads a lot of, she reads Stephen King, and she does read some fantasy as well, and other books. So, and that is Elizabeth at A Literary Princess. Really enjoy her channel as well. She also finished her PhD last year, and so it's, we're kindred spirits, although her PhD was in a completely different field from mine. But yeah, it's really enjoyable watching both of those channels, and I try to comment as much as I can. I sometimes get lazy with commenting on people's channels, which is a bad habit. You should comment, even if it's only to put in like a emoji, just to show them that you were watching and you enjoyed the video. And yeah, so those two I'm gonna tag. But obviously, if you're watching this and you want to do this tag, feel free to do so, and let me know that if you have, or if you don't have a BookTube channel and you still want to answer the prompts, they will be in the description, and you can leave them in the comments. And I would love to hear about kind of how obviously this is a BookTube like tag, but there are a couple of in there that you might be able to answer anyway, even if you don't have a BookTube channel. So that's that. Thank you again so much for tagging me, Nicky, and it was a fun tag to do. And I hope that all of you are doing well, and I will see you maybe earlier than next week, because as I said, I have other tags to do, but definitely next Tuesday I will be here with my reading update, because I have some good things to talk about. Bye bye.